Tell us your story.
What's up, world? I'm Donnie Gray. I'm your fellow brother, just another person here in the city trying to make a difference. I work for BMW. I'm a collision manager. My dealership's in the heart of the city. An African-American owned business is great. It's molded me to who I am nowadays and how to sharpen and polish my skills, life skills that is. I also run a valet company here in the city, Executive Valet. It's an opportunity for me to be with other souls and show them another way and another life and a different hustle to make an honest dollar and also to build a relationship, because that's the most impactful thing in this world. In my career, I was blessed to cross paths with my beautiful beloved wife, Hinata, about 5 years ago. And we both serve as ambassadors for the Blaze Ministry, part of Macedonia Church of Pittsburgh, where we find it very influential and very transparent and very intentional to let the gospel be shown by the way we lead and the way we love. And I've been blessed to have this life that God has ordained me. In this interview, we'll talk about how the pandemic has changed my life, how it's important for the next generation, and what we can do to build.
How did the pandemic impact your personal and professional life?
Coming with my professional life, the pandemic affected it a lot. I love my clients and I love what I do, so I was able to see a lot of my clients. But me being in collision for BMW, accidents still happen. So we all had to adjust as a team, different protocols. But nothing's like interaction with the clients, come up to the dealership and just have a genuine conversation. But outside the dealership, it allowed me to realize that my passion is with the people. And in the pandemic, me and a couple of our friends of ours, we started a bike club called The Travel. We were able to ride around the city, able to explore new land in Pittsburgh, and able to build and discuss how this pandemic has affected the world that we live in nowadays. And also in March 2020, me and a couple of brothers kicked off Digging Deep Ministry. It's a book club where we start off with man versus male, but we bring it with the word of God, and we dug deep into surface and deeper into what problems our brothers are facing.
As an influencer in your community and profession, why is it important to have an authentic relationship with God?
Wow, there's so much you can say about this question. But we understand as we're being influencers here in the city or whatever you're at worldwide, that all of us are dealing with different personalities and the way people adjust to life and the way people deal with daily life. But I found it's very important that we learn from one another, but at the same time, it's important that we all go to our closet, whether it's on a lunch break, whether you're taking this time out just to walk around. But I think it's important for us to always go back and talk to God and ask Him, what am I learning in here? What am I being stretched at? Why did you put me in this situation at work? What are you trying to show me? I think when I ask myself them questions daily, when someone might be combative or conflicting towards the way I might manage something, I'm learning in this season. And I think God placed me in that because He has a higher calling for my life, and it's only right for me to submit and take it in.
From your place of influence, what are some challenges facing the youth today?
Wow, there's a couple challenges. I think that the platforms of social media have put a wedge in the distance for our youth to be able to connect with human beings as one another as God created, meaning to be able to touch, see, and smell them. Nowadays, someone rather send you a text message and pick the phone up to say, hey, what's going on? How can we dig deep on this situation? I think also it has put a challenge in for our next generation to understand where the world is going. There's so many different types of things out there in life today that's bringing confusion to our youth. I think it's almost, if we're not focused in what God has in His Word, I think we can be caught off guard as the next generation because we don't know what's going on and the purpose that He has for our lives. But that's the challenge that I see nowadays, and I think the most intentional one is communication.
What is a piece of advice you would give your high school self?
Yeah, one piece of wisdom I would drop to myself back in my old days would be keeping your purity. It's very important to keep your purity at an early age. Things I might have been exposed to or gotten into really tainted me as I was an adolescent. I started dating women, I was a womanizer, and it wasn't right. At the time, I thought it was right, but as I grew in life and understanding into my young adult self, if I was still in the same mindset and did the same things I might have done back then, or never been checked with accountability, I would never be able to receive what God blessed me, and that's my beautiful wife. And I think that's important for our youth, is to keep their purity. We have all this access to our phones and different platforms, and something that's strong even with that is dealing with pornography. As a young age, it's something that can hinder you, and if you never fall to healing and find healing within it, by Christ, it can damage what God has for you in your future.